This episode of AI Success Cast is brought to you by the AI to Human copywriting system. Are you ready to crack the code and discover how to add your unique passion and energy to your AI-generated copy without all those tired, cringy AI words and phrases you see all over the place now? Visit AI2HumanCopy.com to merge the speed of AI with your authentic human heart and watch your sales soar.
Welcome to AI Success Cast, the quintessential podcast for entrepreneurs, marketers, and tech enthusiasts that shows you how to innovate, inspire, impact, and integrate the transformative power of artificial intelligence into your businesses and professional life. This is where technology meets human ambition. The future of AI becomes an accessible reality, and listeners like you are empowered to rewrite your success story in the age of AI. Be sure to visit our website at aisuccesscast.com, and while you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now get your notepad ready, make yourself comfortable, and prepare to be powerfully prompted toward profit. All right, everybody, welcome once again to the AI Success Cast. I'm Andy O'Brien, and we have a treat for you today. A friend of mine from way back, great guy, Jeff Herring. Jeff is the creator of Content Profit Nation, dedicated to helping members create content profit empires, as well as the Content Profit Show. As host of the show, Jeff invites his guests into the Content Profit seat where I have been, where he repurposes guests' content into a profitable digital product in 20 minutes or less. Custom content on demand, also the easiest and fastest way to grow your subscribers and profits. Relax, we'll do it for you. And custom content creators with custom designed GPT, exclusively for frustrated content creators. Jeff's a single dad of 2 sons, granddad of 1 grandson, and head wrangler of Duke the dog, and head of security. 3 out of 4 of the above are housebroken. Jeff, Husky, and Wolf. So welcome, Jeff Herring. Great to have you. Always a treat to talk to you.
Thank you, Andy. My pleasure. Been excited about this all day.
Awesome. So let's talk AI. What kind of first got you into it? I know it's hasn't been that long that it's been out there, but
yeah,
you probably were an early adopter and you probably jumped right in, right?
Not as early as you. I kind of followed you, but when I first heard of it, I had an interesting reaction because I'm real big on creating content in your voice because that's what people are attracted to, the unique way you approach problems and the unique way you solve problems. So my first reaction to AI was, well, that just sounds kind of like, prettied up PLR, private label rights, right? Mm-hmm. Which can be used, but it's not your voice, it's not, and so I kind of played with it, thought, well, this is pretty cool. And then, in conversation with you, I found out that you can give it instructions to make it sound like you. And my first thought was, AI can do that? And it was like, the world shifted for me. It was like I got it. And I thought, oh my goodness, we can help a lot of people with this.
Well, yeah. And I can imagine it kind of changed the way you do business, right? Because you've been doing this a long time, as have I. And AI kind of really, it disrupted everything, the way that everybody does things. How did that happen for you?
It really does disrupt things. And for me, it happened in a positive way because I've got lots of clients that I create content for with custom content on demand. And I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna. I find myself getting done with that for people and thinking, all right, what now? I'm done with my stuff for the day. What do let's go take Duke on a long walk, And so for me, it's made things faster and more powerful, okay? Because of the tools and the way you can give instructions. It's made it more powerful. Really what it did for me, also is I was able to open up a whole new business. Custom content on demand is brand new, and it's wonderful because I run it through the GPTs and through some other tools I have that have been around actually longer than GPT. And I love it when I hear back from clients. This is what I've been looking for. This is so good. Thank you. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Cool.
Well, I can't wait to talk to you about GPTs.
Me too.
Because some of the things that you're doing, I mean, AI has kind of enabled people to start new businesses just from whole cloth, right? I mean,
Sure.
this is a new thing for you, and I know you were doing these content profit seats. Is AI part of that now too?
Not yet. I'm waiting to some of these GPTs to get a little bit better. And then I'm going to start using that on the show. We're going to decide what we're going to turn this piece of content into. And then I'm going to talk about it. And then I'm just going to pull one out and go, here's your outline.
More about the custom design GPTs you're doing, because it's pretty fascinating, the whole GPT concept.
It really is. And well, I learned it from you, just like I learned about it's all about the prompts, right? And I was thinking about the whole notion of the prompts and how to drive that home on this show. And it reminded me of an old story about a farm boy, country boy, way out in the woods. And he wasn't around girls, didn't know how to talk with them, got to be a teenager, and he fell in love with this girl down the way, next farm over, and had no idea how to talk to her. Okay. So he goes into the city. He thinks, well, I'll go look at some guys that are talking to girls and figure out how they do it, So he sat close enough in this hamburger place to listen to this guy that was always dating somebody, talk to his girlfriend. And he's listening and looking, and the guy leans forward and grabs her hand and says, your beauty could make time stand still. And he's like, oh, that's going to do it, man. Runs back, doesn't write it down, runs back to the farm, finds the girl, takes her out under the apple tree, grabs her hand, looks deep in her eyes and says, your face could stop a clock.
Oh, man.
Same message, vastly different result, right? And so it's all about the prompts, right? And that's really what two things changed it all for me. That I can control what comes out by the prompts. And then I remember being on the AI Success Club training where you talked about you can create your own GPTs. And you know what happened? I sent you about 3 within an hour, and it really changed a lot for me. Okay. Because what I started doing, the first thing I thought of was, wow, these could combine well with these content creation templates, content profit templates I've used for years. And I remember Denise saying, that's the first thing I thought of for you, Jeff. What can you do with the templates? And so what I'm in the process of doing is creating a chat GPT for every one of my templates. Okay.
Nice.
And so, the giving it the instructions is what's so crucial, right? Because, the first few I created was like, all right, this is cool. But then as I got deeper and learned more from you, I thought, man, you can put a whole avatar in these instructions.
Mm-hmm.
You can get examples of this person's content, create like this, right? And then, it's about the prompts. I was rearranging the whole stack to make it look nicer last night. And, one of them was, I call it the perfect cure template, or now GPT, or I came up with the name custom content creators for this, or then it became CT creators. And now we call her CC. And we're going to use this from CC.
That's great.
And the perfect cure custom content creator, you pick out a niche or a niche topic problem, and what's the custom cure for that? Okay, what's the perfect cure for that? And so you load up all kinds of instructions when you're building it, And then there's things, there's 4 choices people could press. But what I've taught people to do is say, all right, please create a perfect cure article or blog post about whatever that niche problem is. Okay. Please write in conversational language. Please use a slight touch of humor. Um, and then specifics like, and this is over in the pre instructions, where I'll say, and bold every new section, use bullets where appropriate. And it's amazing what comes out in the voice of the person that's using it because of how the instructions go. And I mean, you know what it reminded me of, Andy, is that way back when I was still doing before I traded my couch for a mouse, back when I was doing the counselor thing,
Uh-huh.
um, I was over at the radio station that I was interviewed at twice a week. Okay. And I really had this good thing going on before I even realized that there was such a thing as content marketing. Because on Mondays in the local paper, my column would come out. My relationship column would come out. On Wednesdays, I'd take that column over to the radio station and do a live show and then a show for Friday. Okay. And people would say, dude, you're on the radio like at 7 a.m. Do you get paid for this? I'm like, you're asking the wrong question. Then what do you mean? I said, how much do you think it would cost you to have 6 minutes of time completely focused on you and what you do on the number one soft rock morning show in town? And they went, oh, you're getting that for free? And I went, yeah. And I was thinking about this earlier because it's so close to what we do now. And then once a month, I was the good morning family therapist on a show, once a month kind of thing. And so on the radio show one day, one of the DJs said, because we were talking about dealing with difficult people, and they said, Jeff, you ought to write a book about this. I thought, no, I'm going to write one of these new things called an ebook I've been learning about, right? So I drive back to my office praying for cancellations, right? And all I did was gather 5 articles, 5 columns on that topic, dealing with difficult people, bundled them together into a PDF, had a transitional, paragraph at the bottom of each, and came up with a crazy title called, what was it? Beat the Bozos, How to Deal with Difficult People Without Becoming One.
Great.
And, I made up the cover, sent it out about 7 o'clock that night. Okay. And had the first sale by like 7:20. It was $17. I'm telling you, man, the world shifted.
What a rush, huh?
I thought, wow, all I got to do is sell more of these or make more of these. I mean, selling the digital things, selling electrons works. Oh my goodness. And I had the same experience when I learned about the custom GPTs from you. Is like things shifted. Okay. I can make these specifically for frustrated content creators, people that have trouble creating content. And because I've used my templates for 17 years, but this is a different way of getting at it. And we can drill it down to specific challenges they have. Like for me, I can create content, an article, a blog post, in a few minutes. Okay. But sales letters, ugh, I don't know what it is. It's still content, but they've always been a challenge for me.
Yeah.
Right? And the ability to do that in minutes,
It's amazing.
it stuns me. I mean, even talking about it now, like, am I dreaming or is this a real thing?
Well, the thing that's nice about the sales letter example is that there's so many moving parts. It's easy to forget something in there. And when you forget something, that could cost you revenue potentially.
Exactly.
So, the nice thing about a sales letter GPT is that it covers all that. It crosses, it checks all the boxes for a sales letter and anything else that you might want to do. And for those of you folks listening or watching this who are like, what's a GPT? It's like, well, basically ChatGPT offers these, and right now there's a GPT marketplace with thousands of these in there. But and you need GPT Plus. You have to be paying, as of this recording, you have to be paying $20 a month to be able to use these things. But
3 or 4 Starbucks grande.
yeah, right. You know, it's. I mean, I don't know. It's you shouldn't be using ChatGPT for free at this point anyway. I believe you know, it's a necessary expense for your business.
It's better.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bargain, $20 a month for that. But then, you know, the GPTs themselves are this like compartmentalized ChatGPT. It's like just for this one niche, one mission. You know, you drill down really deep into a specific area. And Jeff has been able to do this for his clients, you know, and it's so let's say, Jeff, someone comes to you and says, all right, how does this custom content creator work? Like, here's my situation. What can you do for me?
Great question. I think it was just last week I was doing I don't call them webinars anymore because I was doing this show for a friend of mine. She was hosting me to her group. And this is the first time I'd done it this way. But I showed, you know, I did basically the show I do on the Content Profit Show, but then added to it. Because we took a volunteer, took her article and changed it into something. And then I pulled out one of the Chat GPTs and showed them, you know, online. And I'd already had the article in there. And whether it's in that situation or one-on-one with a client, it's the look on the face. When you put in the instructions and you put in the whatever, and then you press that button and of stuff. And they're like, and I said, let's read a section. Oh my God, that sounds like something I'd say. Yeah. You know, and so one of the ways I'm growing that part of Content Profit Nation, the elite level, is I'm asking my members, what are you challenged by? What do you need one of these for? You know, and somebody said recently, what about that short sales letter you talk about? I went, okay. So I made that last night. I put in the instructions to, here's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what you want to do next. You know, and then I say, add a testimonial and a guarantee and, you know, a call to action. And that way you don't have to, and this is for lower price stuff. You don't have to write like a 80-page sales letter to do that.
Right.
But it's amazing. And that's always, in everything I do, back when I was a counselor and then traded my couch for a mouse, I've always loved the look of people that get it when they get it, you know, and that happens so much with this. It's like, oh, you can do that? Yeah, we can.
It's amazing. And really, you know, we could be talking next week about some brand new thing, you know. That's the beauty of you know, being an entrepreneur today with AI. It's just you don't really know for sure what's coming down the pipe, you know. It's wild. Yeah.
It really is. And there's so much to learn with what's there. I watched a training Sunday from over in England. And part of it was this video this guy had done. And he was calling it self-selected content to build their practices. This was for coaches, which I do a little bit on the side. And I watched him give it the instructions. And I'm like, wow, I've gone pretty far with this, but this guy is light years ahead of me. And so I did a lot of screen capture. We're going to adapt this to what we're doing. And so I really think that we are, think about the beginning of the internet, okay? We are kind of at the beginning of that same kind of thing, the beginning of this. And I think it's just going to get better and better and better. And I get excited for the way it's already helping my members, my students, my clients, my customers. And you know what the silly thing is? I mean, there's a lot of different work I do over there in what I call my laptop recliner, you know, watching a ball game or binge watching something. where I do some of that work. And I catch myself every night seeing what else Chat GPT can do, and stuff that's got nothing to do with my niche. What are the 3 best barbecue restaurants that the locals go to in Charlotte, North Carolina? And then I worked with somebody last week. This is on that show that's Cindy Bidar, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. She hosted me, and we had people that were signing up send in their content, and I was going to pick one to repurpose, and so I picked the hardest. This was all about touring the mansions of one specific town that I forget in Rhode Island. And I went, okay, that's niched. That's not about internet marketing. Let's see what we can do with this. And so we played with it, and she was wanting to, she gives tours, and she was wanting to branch out and create products for it. Okay, cool. So we created a few in that 20 minutes, and I said, one more thing I want to show you. And then I had one of my GPTs outline. I've got one that's called From Blog Post to Mini Course,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one called Blog Post to Masterclass. And we put them in there, and it gave an incredible outline of a masterclass or mini course for this person that was on. And she's still raving about it. In fact, she's going to be one of my guests next week on the show. But she got it. She saw all that this could become, because she wanted to, and this is what I really want people to get. She wanted to build a business around basically a travel agency kind of thing. Okay. Kind of like an author wanting to build a business around their book, because you and I know there's so much they can do.
Right.
And when she saw all the possibilities, I mean, she was almost in tears. It was a kick, it was like,
Yeah.
we're on the right track here, you know? So how about you? What has it meant for you? I'll turn it around here.
Well, as a copywriter for the last 20 years, it represented a total shift for me, because it was one of those, if you can't beat them, join them type things.
Right.
AI. I knew AI was going to be really messing with the copywriting business, because people are writing copy with AI now. I mean, you see it everywhere. All this AI generated copy. You can tell, a mile away, you can spot it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I did, I just shifted my business from becoming just a copywriter to an AI humanization expert. So you take the AI outputs.
Ooh, I love that.
Nice.
An AI humanization expert. You make that up?
Yeah, I think so. So, you take your AI outputs, like, deep down, you can't just paste that into something,
Right.
but you have to add your authenticity, your personality, your humanness, your nuances, your life experience. So that's what I've been doing with the AI to human copywriting system, and with the AI Success Club. Denise Wakeman and I we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary of the club, and we've got hundreds of members. You're a member. It's just great. I mean, so AI totally changed my business.
And folks, that you just said I'm a member. I'm a paying member. This isn't one of these in between trends. I am a paying member because it's so good. So it revolutionized your business too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been amazing, because I was kind of at a crossroads before AI came along. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do next? It's like, I'm not getting any younger. There has to be some, something more. And then AI comes along right after I thought of that. Maybe I dreamed AI into existence. Who knows?
That's a cool manifestation. Remember the famous Now Friends episode where the 3 of them are taking the couch up the stairs and Ross is yelling pivot?
Yeah.
I love that scene. And what I've learned by doing this for 17 years is I lost track of how many pivots I've made. And there were a lot of times I pivoted before I needed to, And then sometimes I've missed it completely and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't working anymore. Where do I go to? And so I really love what you and Denise did by pivoting early, because I mean, AI had been out, what, about 2 or 3 months before you all formed the club?
Yeah, it came out around Thanksgiving of 2022,
Okay.
and we started talking about it in December and prepared the club in January, launched in February.
Yes.
So,
Amazing.
and
And
yeah,
congratulations on your on your anniversary.
thank you. I mean, we were doing it when all the marketing gurus were still like uh, trying to catch up,
Yeah,
and
trying to figure this
nothing
out.
against them, but it's just they started doing trainings on the stuff that we were doing trainings on like 4 or 5 months later. I mean, we
Yeah,
were
yeah. And you're
way ahead of it.
and one of the things I notice is I do a lot of writing, putting a lot of content over on the site called Medium.
Hmm.
And it's been interesting watching their response. Okay. Because if you go in there and say, you know, please write me a 3 tips article about ham sandwiches. Okay. And it's going to pop out the generic stuff from the generic sources with the generic words, like take it to the next level and all those things.
Right.
Um, and they catch that. And there's one publication within there called Illumination that I write for that not only can catch it, they've created a whole separate subpub, not to be confused with pub subs, subpub, um, for AI stuff. Okay. So I thought, all right, let me try something. So I wrote or gave I mean GPT, a couple instructions to just write an EO article. Okay. And I tried to get it published and it got flagged.
Wow.
Okay. And then I went in and same article, same topic, but I put in the instructions, both in the background of the GPT and also in the, when you're typing what you want. Okay. And then I ran it through some other tools I have, and it's never gotten flagged because it's different. It's in your voice. It's human. And one of the prompts I've learned to give is, please use sources and websites not commonly used.
Oh, okay. Brilliant.
So, well, thanks, but I learned that stuff from you, about prompts. I mean, it's all in the prompts, baby. Um, and so, one of the big questions people get is, well, it's not real. And my response is, yeah, you're right. If you do it this way,
Hmm.
but if you do it this way, it's better than real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's created for you in your voice. And what I also say is, now you can do it the old way if you want. Okay. That's still out there, take all the time, use my templates, fill in the blanks.
Right.
Or we could do it a lot quicker. I think a lot better. And the thing that got me shifting from a counselor or therapist into this, and it was funny. It took me how many years? It took me about 10 years to come up with that little traded my couch for a mouse thing,
Yeah.
because it's difficult sometimes to describe what I do. And people that knew what I used to do ask. And my youngest son, Kayla, and I were down in Tallahassee at FSU, where I went to grad school, for a reunion of one of the campus ministries, right? This is like a lot of years later,
Mhm.
82 to 2015, right? And so we're walking back to the game, from the game to the campus ministry house. And I had people, saying, well, what are you doing now? Because they knew me as a therapist.
Right.
And that phrase came to mind. I traded my couch for a mouse. I went, okay, that'll work. And part of why I did that is what the internet lit in me is the notion that you can reach a whole lot more people. You can reach so many more people, help so many more people
Hmm.
doing this. And to me, that's what AI and custom GPTs are, is you can help more people faster. And, I don't know much that's better than that.
Yeah. It's the means to an end, really. It's a
Yeah,
vehicle, a tool,
yeah,
to help people more efficiently. So,
And you know what? Will it put some people out of business? Yeah, it will. The people that are hackers, and not hacking like a government site or whatever, but they're not professional. They just hack at it.
right.
Yeah, those people can be put out of business. However, for those of us that use it strategically, it'll change your business, change the world for the people we help. Okay. It's all about adapting. And I love that idea that we can change, because here's what gets me smiling through the day. Okay. And you do too, I get to help other people help their people, and I think about the reach of that and the legacy of that. And all of this we're talking about today just help us do that better and faster.
Exactly. So if you were to look into your crystal ball, what do you think going to happen with AI? Do you, in the realm of content marketing, that is?
I think it's going to get just better and better. I think the next thing, and maybe this is already out there, but the next thing would be able to speak it instead of type it. Just talk to it and let it create something. I think that there's going to be a big divide. There's going to be people that never use it. Okay. Because I remember, back in Tallahassee, when I was a therapist, it was great. Because Tallahassee, the capital city, mostly state workers. And so clients would come in, pay their $20 copayment, and I'd fill out a little insurance form. I'd put it in a stack. On Friday, I'd gather them all up, send them all to Jacksonville. And about 10 days later, I got back this big check. Like, is this a great country or what? Cool. And then came managed care, right? And the first year they took what we could bill and cut it by a third.
Wow.
The second year, they took what we could bill and cut that by a third.
Wow.
And no, this ain't going to work. And I watched people say, well, this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. Well, you want to deal with reality or not? Those people were in trouble. Okay. And other people said, well, I'll try it or whatever. And, kind of half-assing it. And then there were the people that went, all right, how can I make this work for me? And I did a really radical thing it was on my birthday, and I think it was 1990. And I like starting new projects, new things on my birthday. I went completely managed care and insurance free, straight cash business. Okay. And my colleagues said, you're gonna close your practice. You're gonna lose your business. Nobody's gonna do that. You know what they were asking me a year later? Can you teach me how you did it? And so there are going to be people that reacted like I did at first to AI. Oh, this is just another form of PLR. And what you and Denise helped me see, you can go deep with this. You can go strategically niched with this and create the prompts. I mean, I heard the phrase last week about prompt. There's people that are now prompt engineers.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you know about that. All they do is design prompts.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other part of that question, where is it going to go? For the people that adapt and pivot and learn this and use it, it's going to do great things. Other people are going to fall by the wayside. And where it goes after that, I don't know. I mean, this is a whole new world. What do you think? What's coming next?
Oh, well, actually, I think it's going to come full circle where there will be a tipping point of where there's too much AI, at least in the realm of content marketing and copywriting. And we're going to go back to human writing mostly. Like I'd say 60 to 70% would be written by someone, with a pulse, just to stay relevant and to stand out in the crowd. In a sea of AI copy, the ones with human copy are going to stand out. And actually, that's where I'm rolling out products, in the human realm. In addition to the Success Club, I'm doing a lot of humanization stuff. So that's my prediction. I really think there's going to be a time when everybody's just going to get tired of the AI written marketing
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
like enough already, you know?
Yet, and yet, if we train it better to write in our voice, it won't look any different. Yet and still, I'd love to talk with you about that humanization stuff, because I'm running this special all of this month, March Madness, and today's actual topic was creating a piece of content with I call them my fill in the blank templates,
Mhm.
and it's got the outline, but they're putting themselves in there, and that's very human. So I love your humanization model.
Good. Well, we should talk about that, Jeff, because
What a great title for you. I'm an AI humanization expert. That I've never heard that before.
actually, I just came up with that on this episode of this podcast on the fly, talking to you. So,
Just now, a
yeah,
few minutes ago. Oh, wow.
you have that way about you, Jeff. You instill creativity in people, you know. So,
Oh, what a
I'm
concept.
not immune to that.
You just made my day.
Yeah.
Folks, you were here for the beginning of all of this.
So, what tips could you give here, Jeff? Like a tip, trick, like for somebody who doesn't know kind of the tricks that you know about how to leverage AI for their content creation. Anything you could share?
Ask the question. I feel an article coming on.
Yeah.
First, grab your laptop or your desktop or whatever and go to Chat GPT. Okay. And do the free one. See what it can do. Okay. And then give it more instructions, like write conversationally or with humor. And then you'll see how you need to take that next step up to the $20 a month. I mean, come on, folks, $20 a month. How many lattes is that? How many? And if you think about it, I used this in a sales letter this week. You know, because I was had a flash sale for $17 yesterday. Think about, folks, what you could spend $17 on. You know, what fast food or what coffee or whatever that you're going to consume, and it's going to be gone forever. Or you can invest in this and use a tool that's going to pay you for it, you know? And so that's how I look at the $20, you know, come on.
No-brainer.
Yeah. And then start playing with that. Okay. Pick a topic in your niche and drill down as deep as you can. Okay. Inch wide and a mile deep, and just start playing with it. Okay. And you know, those of you that are listening live, those of you that are listening on replay, I would challenge you to do that before your head hits the pillow tonight. Just get a taste of it, an appetizer of it. And if you don't get excited, you either don't have a pulse or you're nuts. And you know, back when I was a licensed marriage and family therapist, I was licensed to diagnose nuts, you know, and I'm not licensed that way anymore, but I'll still can say, you guys don't check this out, you're nuts. So
That's great, Jeff.
how's that for very persistent thought?
Well, now people have, you know, you can use the app for ChatGPT, so you could be laying in bed doing prompts, which I do a lot, you know, and just be horizontal prompting.
Yeah, I started doing that too. And Sunday morning, for whatever reason, I will win no awards for how well I slept Saturday night for a while, whatever reason. Finally went to sleep at 5:30, had to get up at 7, woke up at 6:30. And this idea was there. Okay, I'm not going to share the topic yet, but I will with you at some point. And I grabbed my phone and I went, I wonder if you can create a GPT on your phone. And you can.
Yeah.
And I thought, I wonder if I'll ever get up this morning, because I was just, you know, and then I brought it out here and put it on there. And I'm gonna be talking about it in a couple of weeks in this March Madness. And then I do something every summer called the Summer of Profit. I first did it in the summer of 22 after I'd gotten rid of the house because my son was off at school. The other one was married, stole or gave away almost everything I had. And Duke the dog and I and my car and the laptop traveled the North Georgia mountain for several months. And one of the things that helped pay for that is I did the first Summer of Profit. And, I did training from wherever I was, and all these different places I stayed. It's funny now that I look back at it and go, oh, I remember being there. Oh, I remember being there. And so I did another one in 23. And so this topic, yet unnamed or yet shared, is going to be the whole summer of 24, summer of profit 24, because what I came up with and what Chat GPT helped me to play with is so powerful. And I tell you that story, folks, play with this in your niche. Okay. I don't know a niche this can't help.
Right.
So far, play with it and see what you can come up with, because, like you, like me, there's what's that big number? Bagazillion people in my niche. I want to set myself apart.
Yeah.
And you can do it with this stuff.
That's great, Jeff. And so if people have been under a rock and they don't know who you are, which is kind of ridiculous, but if they were, where would be like the first place you would want to send them to learn more about you?
A couple of places. And these will be in the show notes.
Yes.
This is a long URL. It's jeffherring.com/the-new-content-profit-nation. Okay. You don't have to remember that. It's going to be in the show notes.
Yes.
I was thinking this morning, I got to get a shorter one for that. And what that is a page that gives all 4 levels of Content Profit Nation, and it'll give you an example of everything I do. Okay. And everything that you can learn from this. I mean, it's all like on one page. And there's the 4 different levels. The elite level is the one where you get all these TCs, all the custom content creators or whatever. And hey, if you want to be a guest on the show that Andy has been on, that Denise has been on, you go to jeffherring.com/real technical guest. And you get it for free, and you come on. And it's funny doing this now for, what is it? It's going on 2 years. To me, and you're used to video like I am, but the people get nervous about coming on, and they get all nervous about getting the perfect content. I say, if it was perfect content, why would you need me? Come on,
Right.
Come on. I'll lead, I'll do all the work. It'll be the quickest 20 minutes and hopefully the most productive 20 minutes of your life. So if you want to be on that show, jeffherring.com/guest, and that'll about cover it for now.
Well, Jeff, this has been an amazing session. Thank you for doing this. And I really, I wish both of us the best with AI. I mean, every day is a new adventure out there in artificial intelligence, and you're making the most of it, and I applaud you for that.
Well, thank you for that. I so appreciate that. I'm honored by it. Honored to be here. And to your point, I mean, does a week go by that I don't send you a question? Hey, can you do this?
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
It is. It is.
And it's been fun having you on the AI Success Cast.
Thank you. Made my day. My pleasure.
Sharing, everybody. Thank you for tuning into AI Success Cast, where you gain the tips, tools, and tactics that prompt you to easily innovate, inspire, impact, and integrate the transformative power of artificial intelligence in your business and professional life. Remember to visit our website at aisuccesscast.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on AI Success Cast.